Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Nicholas Corsepius, and I'm going to be your Organic Chemistry 2 professor. Actually, the very first thing that I want to do, even before really introducing myself, is to introduce the course, right? Our online Canvas course. I see a lot of familiar faces here. Y'all are going to have absolutely no problem with this because it's going to be very similar to last semester. But for everybody that is new, I just want to walk you through what you can expect this semester in terms of how the course is going to proceed, which is going to be entirely on Canvas, right? So hopefully you got here start by clicking here. And then you used this next tool in order to go to the next slide where you found this particular video. This is the best way to move through our Canvas page, is to start at the beginning of the module and then to click through as you go. That's a great way to not miss any sort of assignment or anything like that. So then this is where the video is. Awesome. So how is this course going to proceed? Well, basically each chapter has been broken up into little individual topics. And for each topic, you're going to watch a lecture video. And then immediately after that, you're going to have some sort of an assignment that's sort of designed to practice whatever was taught in that lecture video. So actually these next two slides are a great example of that. Not so much lecture content, or at least not chemistry content, but we click next and what we're going to find is a video that goes through our syllabus, right? So this is what you would kind of expect to be a lecture video, where it would go through and you would teach a particular topic, and then we can scroll down and hit next. And then there would be a quiz or some sort of a discussion or an assignment that will test your knowledge on what you just watched in that previous video. Okay, so these two slides are a great example of that. I do want to point out that you can always sort of get to all of this through the modules page. All of these pages were just organized in a module. A module is kind of like a folder that contains all these different pages. And by clicking next, you're just clicking through this series, right? So again, let's just go back to where we left off, which was that syllabus quiz. I click next, that will take me to the next page. Office hours. All right, so my office hours this semester are going to be on Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're going to be through Zoom. So, you would log on and we would talk to each other just like I'm doing to the camera right now. We can go through problems. I can share my screen. You can show me, you can share your screen. I can annotate that, all that good stuff, right? So it's actually a really effective way to hold office hours even in this online environment. This link right here will always be good, will always take you to my personal office hours page. One thing that I want to stress, and I'm going to do it a billion times, is this idea that like these office hours are set, I will always be there. By no means should you feel like you can't contact me outside of them. I am willing to meet outside of office hours just about any day of the week, unless I'm, skiing or hiking or something like that. More than happy to meet with you guys. I've had a lot of students who were super successful last semester because they very much so took me up on that and were trying to meet, every few days when they had some questions built up. It's a great way to do things. I am your best resource in this course, right? You got the textbook, and after that you can turn to YouTube. We have our Wiley Plus homework, all those other resources. Those are great. But if you're confused about something, I am by far the best resource in order to clear that up. So please, 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 if you have any questions, email me. I will, if it's a simple question, I might just be able to shoot you an email back and answer it. If nothing else, we'll be like, in 2 hours, let's hop on Zoom and we can go over that. Okay, so please, please, please contact me. Make sure that you stay in touch. It really does you no good to watch a lecture video when you don't understand what's going on, right? So you need to get those confusions cleared up in order to go through the course and be successful. All right, the schedule. So one of the things that you'll notice about this semester versus last semester is the amount of material that we cover is way less. Don't ask me why they did that. Honestly, this is not my decision on what chapters to cover. It's the state of California, as well as the American Chemical Society. They say these are the topics that you cover, and that's what we do. For whatever reason, the first semester is way more dense materialized than the second semester. So in the first semester, we covered 12 chapters, and in the second semester, we're only covering 8. okay? So what that really means is that I get to space, instead of doing a chapter a week, I get to space 2 chapters out over 3 weeks. And if you look at the schedule, it looks like it's a blank week here. That's a little deceptive. Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to get a week and a half to cover each chapter's material. So let's go in depth here. So first of all, week 1 is just this introduction business. I just want you to get comfortable. First of all, hi, hello, this is me, as well as how to utilize the Canvas tools that we're going to be using throughout the semesters. Do you know how to take a picture with your phone and convert it to a PDF and upload it to Canvas? That's a procedure that we're going to need to know how to do. So that's what week 1's for, is getting all that sort of kinks worked out. Starting next week is when lecture content, chemistry content will drop. So week 2 will begin on this date, this Monday right here. And on that Monday, you can expect chapter 16 to drop by, midnight, early morning that Monday. Again, since we have this sort of luxury of spacing it out this way, how I'm going to utilize that is to make it so that the first half of a chapter is due in a week. You'll always have at least 7 days to complete material. But the first half of a chapter will be due in a week, and then the second half won't be due until a week and a half later. So like the Wednesday of that week. Again, it's just, we have this luxury of being able to space it out a little bit. It's also kind of nice because although I know we have a lot of great studiers out there, sometimes you just can't help but wait until the absolute last minute. And this makes it so that if you do wait until the last minute, you don't have a full chapter's worth of material to do. You have half a chapter's worth of material to do, okay? So what you're gonna see are staggered due dates within a chapter. So for example, chapter 16, some of that material will be due that Sunday after, and the 24th, but then other material won't be due until the 27th. And of course, all those due dates are listed on Canvas, okay? So it just kind of spreads things out a little bit more. Again, the way to think about it is now we have 3 weeks to cover 2 chapters as opposed to 3 weeks to cover 3 chapters, which is what we were doing last semester. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys, you should be kind of pumped for this semester. In my opinion, you made it through the hard part, which is the first semester, because there's so much more material being thrown at you. Now you guys are really skilled. You know how to draw mechanisms. You understand how functional groups are going to lead to different reactions, all that stuff. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but yes, if you continue to do what you did last semester, you should be incredibly successful this semester. Okay, exams. So as you can see here, all the exam schedules are listed, all right? And let me just point out real quick, week 5 will begin on the 8th of February. That's the 5th week of the semester. The exam will be held on that Thursday, which would be the 11th, okay? So I don't want anybody to get mixed up on the exams. The exams are always gonna be Thursdays and always gonna be held at noon, okay? This is important because this is, most of the course is asynchronous, meaning it's self-paced. I post a video, you can watch it at any point in that week and do the assignment. The only exception to that are the exams, which are scheduled exams. They have a set date and time that you need to show up. You're not going to show up in person, obviously, you're going to show up on Zoom. These are going to be Zoom proctored exams. In week 4, we will have a practice exam so that everybody can get comfortable with that. If you were with me last semester, same thing, don't worry about it. But nonetheless, all these exams, the date and time are set, and you need to make sure that you are able to be there at that date and time. If you can't, let me know and we can work that out beforehand. We can schedule a different time. It's really not that big of a deal if you let me know in advance. If you let me know an hour before you're supposed to take the exam, that's not going to cut it, all right? All these things need to be worked out well in advance if you cannot make it to this scheduled exam time. The course was actually listed as synchronous specifically because I can expect to force you guys to meet at this exam date and time, okay? And that's not to say that I'm going to be a stickler. If you have, I've had students that have had children and so they wanted to wait until after they put their child down to bed, or they had to work, and so we met really early in the morning. I'm more than happy to work around your schedule if we need to, but again, that needs to be figured out ASAP. And so actually the next thing you're going to do is an assignment where you let me know just that, whether or not you have a problem with this exam schedule, okay? So you're just gonna text entry saying everything's all good, I'm all cool with this exam schedule, or actually exam 2 falls on the date of this important doctor's appointment. Can we make a workaround, all right? So make sure we get that all worked out well in advance, okay? Clicking through again, the other thing I want to say is Wiley Plus will be using this semester. If you've had a Wiley Plus account from last semester, you should be good. Please let me know if that isn't the case, because from what I can tell, it's the exact same shell as last time, and everybody's accounts should work just fine. It's a little confusing because it says Chem 28A at the top when you go to find the course. But if you look further into the description, it's Chem 28A/28B. And I don't know how to change that. So anyways, it should be the exact same as last semester. If you have not already gotten a Wiley Plus account, you're just going to click here on this link. It's going to take you to a page. I live in the mountains, so my internet kind of sucks. Sorry. But you're just going to create an account over here. And what you're looking for is, again, this course header here. When it goes to find, it should have already found the course if you follow that link, right? This is going to be the correct course. And again, it says 28A and 28B. So all under the same thing. We're going to be using that Wiley Plus homework again. The bottom line is there are going to be 2 mandatory assignments every chapter that will be worth a combined 10 points. Each assignment will be worth 5 points. You are graded on correctness, but it's a little bit lenient insofar as you have 3 attempts or something like that. But yeah, nonetheless, it's you want to make sure that you've done all the lecture, watched all the lecture videos and done all the lecture assignments and then tackle the homework. Because yeah, again, you're going to be graded on correctness. There will be these extra credit points also. There's going to be 2 extra credit points a week that you can potentially get. This is a little bit different than if you had me last semester. Last semester, the mastery assignments were mandatory. They're going to be the extra credit assignments this time around, because quite frankly, some of them sucked. I mean, in the sense that I don't have control over that content. Kind of the Wiley Plus system's weird. I can put together these assignments to give to you, except for the mastery ones. And they convinced me to use the mastery ones because they go through a certain progression that's like well known to be good at teaching you, blah, blah, blah. But I found that like sometimes students would get a question that I didn't know that they were going to get, and it was stupid. So those are going to be the extra credit ones. They're basically just extra practice, more problems, right? Because practice makes perfect. Practice, practice, practice. So yeah, if you're looking for even more content, that's where you'll turn. The 2 mandatory assignments will be what are called skill builder assignments, which are kind of more of the mid-chapter problems. Much like our lecture format where you get taught something and then you tackle it with a few practice problems. Those are those types of problems. And then the other one will be an end of chapter assignment, which is sort of more cumulative. It combines a few things. But the bottom line is it's just extra practice, more and more practice. I'm bribing you with points left and right to get you to practice this material. Okay, and actually, so these are going to be now, the last part of this week are going to be these 3 assignments here, these 4 assignments here, introduction assignments, which are again, just getting you to utilize the Canvas tools, the discussions, the assignments, learning how to upload a video to Canvas, learning how to upload a PDF to Canvas. All that stuff is going to be practiced here in this sort of low stakes settings where we're not really necessarily doing lecture content so much. But we're introducing ourselves as well as doing a little bit of scratching our brain to remember some content from last semester, okay?